So I will talk a little bit about the widgets the Labii currently have, and I will start from here. So this is the widget. You may notice Labii is using widget to extend the functionalities. So just think about widget more like the apps in your smartphone. So whenever what kind of widget you need for your experiment, you can always using it. So the first one, like maybe you're already familiar with, is called a plain text. This plain text totally supports the markdown. This is the original what you put in. This is what it looks like from the output. So, and then it's followed with a rich text. Currently we support the CK editor. You can insert the table, you can insert the pictures. This is very easy to use. And then you can also jog the Word document or any other document to this kind of cloud icon. The content of your document will be imported to this editor directly. And then this is similarly, it's also the CK editor, but you don't see the kind of a menu. And then whenever you need to change the formatting, just select some text, and then the format will be changed directly. And then we support a table. This is still same to before Henderson table. And then the files is also being supported, as I mentioned. Just keep in mind, if you're using your iPhone, using your phone, or using your tablet, when you click this kind of upload icon, it will give you this kind of interface. You can using your phone to take a picture directly or take a video. So once you click finish, the picture and the video will upload to Labii directly. And then this is a list of files. We currently support the full preview. Basically, it's a picture, video, text, tables, and some plasmid, PowerPoint files. And then we also support the journey. If you have a picture, you want to do a little bit annotation, see like what the different panel looks like, and then you can draw with your iPad directly. So this is one of the function we call the sketch. And then we already support all the G Shoot. If you have Google account, you can just like how you using the G Shoot in the Labii. Each section can be one of these kind of functionalities. And then we also support the Microsoft Office. And then this is like mostly for samples or for other metadata you want to add it. You can insert this kind of metadata into your detail of your experiment or detail of the sample. When you print it out, all this information will be carried over. So same thing for the metadata. The difference for this two, this one will include all the columns, but for this one, it's only focusing on the metadata. And then this is a backlink. And a few examples like this is just demonstrate what the backlink for. As I just said, if sample one is using protocol A to perform an assay, sample two is also using protocol A to perform an assay, but in a backlink, you want to see how many samples are being used. So this will display all the samples. So just like this. The stage flow chart, like if you do something, for example, this is a protocol, like currently you're planning, in progress, under review, or done, this will give you this kind of highlight automatically. And then besides that, we also support a relationship flow chart, more like, this is a few examples. This is location, like this box is stored in this refrigerator. The refrigerator is sitting inside of this lab, or different blood is being doing DNA extraction with and got the DNA and then do the PCR to get the library. So like how you process the samples all can be used with this relationship flowchart. And then this is location map. Location map, basically, if you insert this kind of widget, especially for location, for example, inside of this freezer, how many box is being stored, or how many samples is being stored inside a box. So everything you're able to find all these samples in specific locations directly from here. And then these steps will help you to do the experiment step by step, like who finished which step. So actually different people can collaborate together, and then maybe the first step finished by first person, the second step can be done by the second person. And then as I mentioned, it supports a different kind of timer. And section citation is like a new way to kind of manage a different protocol. Like you don't need to insert a new protocol all the time. Like if you have protocol stored in the protocol table, say I want to reference this one protocol, so you can use this section citation, say I'm showing the data from some particular previous experiment or previous protocol. So it will display the content directly inside of your experiment. And then you don't need to kind of re-import it all the time. And then it's actually specific with one specific version. It will only display this particular version. Even if that protocol is being updated, you still see the same content because this is what you did at that particular time of point. And then in the library, we also have this email functionalities, which means you can send an email to someone, say like put in there, you can select one for your member, subject content, click the submit, and a new email will be sent out. Similarly, we have a comment. There's one's called comment, the other one's called GLP comment. The difference, like for the comment, you locked your experiment, someone found it, you can still add this comment and then continually add a comment to it. This comment will not be locked. But for the GLP, once someone found it, and then you can no longer add more comments. So that's the only difference. And then, of course, we support all the label, barcode, QR code. This is usually for the samples. If you need to manage the samples, all of these can be added to checking your samples very easily. And then it also comes with the to-do list. You can check in the to-do which task is being finished, which one is not yet being done. It's also come with the due date. And Labii will support this kind of flowchart. It's called the Mermaid. So it will give you, you can build this kind of flowchart very easily. And then once you click this pencil icon, you can start building it, say like Christmas to something. And then this is the new widget we call the workflow. As I just mentioned, you can include the description. You can reference to a protocol. So for example, doing this, but you need to follow one particular protocol. So that can be a link when you click it, and then you can check what the link looks like. And then each step, you can check in how it's been done, whether it's been finished or not. And then there's a new timer widget. Actually, this is does not relevant to anything. Once you insert, it's more like this. It's just like a timer you have. You can click start, and then it will start counting down. And then you can pause it, you can reset it, you can change how much time it's going to count down. So directly inside your ELN. And for the signatures, this is the signature you're using to sum the experiment for each other. And we have the activity to check in the usage activities, and then when it's being changed, who's being changed, and then what's the before value, what's the after value. It all can be seen directly from here. This is different wells. We have all of this well plate can be supported. And it also comes with open filter editor. You can change some features about your plasmid. And then you are like during this kind of red set, you will notice there's a property. When you click the property, you're able to see all the features that come with it. And then you can do the cutting sets, and then the virtual digest. Everything can be seen directly from here. We also support the ELISA data analysis, which means like as long as you copy the layout and the value and click the analysis, it will give you this kind of chart directly, similar to the dose response curve analysis. And then this is a chemical joining we currently support it. If you have some chemistry like component you want to manage it, and then you want to design it, you can use this kind of Marvin.js to draw your chemical structure. And then actually in the library, we also come this kind of feature we call the reference manager. Like you can create a different papers. The only thing you need to do is just associate with one PMID, and then click this button. It will automatically download everything for you, the journal, PMC, DOI, all the information will be downloaded, as well as when you click the detail, you're able to see the abstract. You can also add a new section to attach the PDF. So you don't need additional reference manager. You can use the library, and then after you do it, you can insert each of references to your protocol, to your experiment. So you can also add a note, just like how you do right now. So it's going to be very convenient. And this is a citation looks like. If you just provide list of PMID, it will give you this kind of citation. So especially when you prepare the protocol, say this protocol is using this much citation. So this will be very helpful. Currently, like during the pandemic and the ELN has become more important, we're trying to help all different kind of biosafety lab, like including this incubate to do something. Is that definitely not working if they just take a piece of paper. So it's so much better if they have the ELN inside this kind of biosafety lab, document it inside, and then the result can be shared with outside lab directly. Okay, that's all from me. So is there any questions?
so you showed that you can use Marvin.js for doing chemistry sketches.
Yeah.
Is this also compatible with ChemDoodle or ChemDraw? And do I have the option of importing a file and then editing it while in Labii?
So that's a good question. We're still negotiating the license with ChemDraw, but we haven't get a conclusion. But this is actually the Marvin.js and ChemDraw are two separate companies and two separate vendors.
Right.
How they support each other is only solely to them. We're more like a platform, just integrate all the software together, but how they working each other is just upon themselves. So currently, I'm not sure whether they're able to integrate it together.
Okay, so if I wanted to draw structures, I would have to do it in Labii.
Yeah, you can do that in the Labii, but you can try actually. There's a file open button over here. When you click it, maybe you're able to open it directly.
Okay. And then the other thing was you talked about multiple people working on, let's say, an experiment or something. Does that also mean that multiple people would have access or editing rights for like a specific experiment? Or is there a way that I could lock my experiment so that other people cannot edit it without me having actually closed the experiment?
Yes, so you may notice the one experiment, the permission is controlled by your administrator, for example, by Jack. Jack will create many different projects, and then he will say, this project, you can only this much person can working on it. If you want an experiment, you don't want to have any other people to working on it, you can ask Jack to create one project for you. And then you just put the experiment inside that particular project, and then no one else can change it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Young-in, to expand on that, I guess there's a couple ways you can do it. I know we've been using Teams and allowing
right.
a team to edit this project because it makes sense. We have different teams, so they can view and edit. You're saying you can either make a separate project. The easiest way is to make a separate project if a single person only wanted edit capacity only for themselves, right?
Yes, that's right. Because I do know there's one company, they create one project for every single person.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's actually a lot of work for them, but they're actually doing that. And then they only, they put each person as the manager of the project, and then they have their own freedom to invite who can change that particular project. So you can say, like, for example, Jack's project, someone else's project, just add each project. Once added, you will know for each project who can access it by looking at the members. Is there any other questions?
I just had a quick question about the location. I think you said that was a new sort of widget add-on. Are you able to specify different dimensions of the location? I think you showed a 3x3, but if we wanted to say have location of even within a box, a 9x9 box or something like that.
So let me show you over here. If I try to add a location, let me see. So you can specify how many rows and how many columns directly from here.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So, and then you can change different locations together. Currently, for example, you want to see the tab, you will see the room, shelf, bench, refrigerator, freezer. You can see the freezer's parent is maybe some room, and then the box parent is some freezer. So you can change this kind of location together. Then let me see, do I have some other locations that's much more bigger? Let me see, 96 wells. And then you will see this is the different locations. So 96 wells, I'm able to see my sample one stored in this A1. This is some different sample region is stored in different locations.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. And so, as I said, that's all from me. Just you guys can try this kind of new functionalities, and then always feel free to reach out if you have any further questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for that run through. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.